Hello?
Hello.
Who is this?
Tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Just some scary movie.
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
You never told me your name.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Someone playing a deadly game.
It all began with a scream over 911.
Someone who's seen one too many scary movies. He's taken his love of fear
Hello?
Hello, Sydney.
one step too far.
Do you like scary movies?
What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
All right, here we go. My name's Todd Adams.
And this is Kathy Adams.
Welcome back to another episode of Zen Pop Parenting. This is episode number 836. Why listen to Zen Pop Parenting? Because you'll feel outstanding. And always remember our motto, which is the best predictor of a child's well-being. Do I still say that?
No.
Forget it.
What we say, that's
What is,
what
is our motto?
Our motto is where Gen X pop culture meets real life reflection.
That's what I meant to say.
You can still say that people are going to feel amazing
Yeah.
or whatever you used to say.
Yeah.
And because they will, because this is fun. But
This is all about having fun and some laughs while we're talking about
and also
teenagers getting killed.
no, also learning about ourselves
Yeah.
and why we like this stuff and how it has made us into who we are.
Yes.
This is a deeper dive than your typical discussion about a horror movie.
That's right. We're going to bring in some depth and some laughs.
Sure.
That should be our tagline, depth and laughs.
Well, honestly, that's kind of what Scream is about.
I'm going for gasps.
We're going for gasps. Scream, the movie, the whole intention was depth and humor and horror and a very meta-analysis of horror movies overall.
And this is the second of our Frighttober Spooky Fest, Spooky October Fright Fest.
Let's just stick with the same tagline, which is spooky season.
Spooky month.
Yes, spooky season is the season.
Within the month.
Correct. But because we're in October, that is spooky season.
We did a little Halloween action last week. This week it's Scream.
Uh-huh.
Next week it's going to be what, sweetheart?
It's going to be Twilight because we're going to be talking about vampires and werewolves.
And then we're going to bring it home with a Netflix series that you and I love the most.
Yep. And it's called The Haunting of Hill House by Mike Flanagan.
We're rewatching it. The first 3 episodes. We're watching it for the second time, and we're 3 in, and it's just an amazing series.
Excellent.
So if you're getting this in early October, and you want to listen in late October for Haunting a Hill House, go ahead and cue it up. You will not be disappointed.
Promise.
I just want to remind people that Kathy's got a book called Restoring Our Girls. So if you have any daughters out there, might be a nice Halloween gift.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Hey, let's do this.
So anyways, where do you want to start with Scream?
Let's see. Let's start with setting the scene.
Let's do that. Why don't we? I'm on the screen board. Now I'm over there. All right. So I'm going to start this.
Okay.
And I'm just going to give a 1-paragraph reminder of what happened in this movie.
Sure, please. Is it going to sound AI like the Halloween one did?
Probably.
Are you going to use doting? Or no, what was the word you used last
I
week?
thought it was
Donning.
Donning.
Okay.
In Scream, high school student Sydney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, she becomes the target of a masked killer called Ghostface. Kind of a wimpy name.
Nobody calls him Ghostface.
Yeah.
Not till later.
They could have thought that through a little bit more.
He's just wearing a ghost face.
Ghostface begins terrorizing the small town of Woodsboro, California, exactly 1 year after Sydney's mother was brutally murdered. As Ghostface stalks and kills Sydney's classmates, one by one, the killer plays sadistic games with victims by calling them and quizzing them about horror movies. So you do pretty well if somebody was calling you and quizzing you about horror movies.
I would even get the one that Casey missed at the beginning.
And we'll talk about that one.
Okay.
Sydney must navigate her trauma, distrust those around her, including her boyfriend Billy and her friends, and ultimately confront the killer's true identity. The film builds to a climactic house party. The last scene's like 42 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it's been called Scene 118 because
Yes.
it's the longest scene that they've ever filmed.
So eventually, Ghostface, his identity is revealed to be not one but two killers working together. That's the spin, sweetie.
Right.
That's the surprise. Billy and Stu, and they orchestrated the murders as revenge against Sydney's mom for an affair that destroyed Billy's family
Right.
while indulging their
You just
obsession.
really gave away the whole movie.
I know. This
So-
is not a everybody should watch this movie. This is you've seen this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So
right.
if you haven't seen Scream since 1997,
Sorry.
sorry, we just spoiled it for you.
Okay.
So that's kind of the deal. So what do you got?
Um,
Is that the scene?
okay, so just a few set the scene. It's 1996. Our president was good old Bill Clinton. The internet was just getting started, and the movies that had been out were Clueless. The TV show that was big was, I think Dawson's Creek had started around then.
I don't ever want our lives to be over.
Or it's going to start at some point because Kevin Williamson, who wrote this movie Scream, also wrote
No kidding.
Dawson's Creek.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the thing is about Kevin Williamson is that he was thought of. I'm not comparing him to Aaron Sorkin in that he's as great a writer, but he had a lot of notoriety. I think he wrote Buffy the Vampire Slayer too. He had a way of writing teenagers as being really smart. Basically, if you ever watch Dawson's Creek or you just watch Scream, so teenagers don't really talk that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was kind of this heightened version of what a teenager would say, but it's good performance. Like it's performative. Like it's fun to watch and listen to because it's fast paced and it's interesting and it's got all these layers to it. So that's just what he was known for. But what was also going on at the time was that the horror movie genre had kind of hit a brick wall because they had basically gone through at this point they were at Halloween 6 and Jason Goes to Hell. So once we're there, people were kind of like done. Yeah. I don't remember Jason Goes to Hell. Do you remember that?
I remember the title. I certainly didn't watch the movie.
I certainly did not. And Halloween 6, we last week listened to our whole thing about Halloween. We talked about all the different versions of Halloween. And so, we were like, everything was stale. Let's just say it that way. So this was kind of a reboot. This was a revival of scary movies. And what the whole point was is let's make fun of old scary movies. And so, Todd, I'd been saying to you while we were watching it, I kept saying, this is a millennial movie based on Gen X movies. And I am completely 100% wrong.
Yeah.
This is a Gen X movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
1996. Yeah.
Everybody in it is our age.
Yeah.
So I kind of looked up all the actors and actresses and you guys already know, Nev Campbell and Skeet Ulrich and
I feel like people I'm not who's Skeet Ulrich?
Is it Ulrich or Ulrich?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But Rose McGowan, David Arquette, Jamie Kennedy, Drew Barrymore, Matthew Lillard, Courtney Cox. They're all our age. They're born in 73, 71,
Okay.
70, whatever. So my point is this is a Gen X movie, but it's a Gen X movie, and these people are a lot of the characters are in high school. They're older, and so they are like the adult version of us.
Yeah.
So where Halloween was the movie we watched when we were kids, this is kind of the play on what we're watching now.
Yeah, watch it when we're in our mid-20s.
I think the reason I thought it was a millennial movie, why I kept saying that, is it's the millennial. I'm going to get, again, really layered and meta here. It's the millennials version of Halloween. The first movie that millennials watched that was scary was Scream.
Stay on target.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
there's
where
some-
we got,
There's some crossover.
where Halloween is a boomer movie.
Yeah.
It was made in the 60s. Gen X watched it as kids.
Did you say Halloween was made in the 60s?
Wasn't it? Oh, no, it was made in the 70s, early 70s. I'm sorry.
Late 70s.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Still a
We were
boomer
like
movie.
6 or 7 years old.
Yes. But John Carpenter is like a boomer. Do you know what I mean? All the people in that
He
movie
was
are
a
boomers.
grown up when he was making that,
Correct. So we watched that movie as kids. And then now these millennials watched Scream as kids.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make the point of why it felt millennial.
Yeah.
And also, I'm just going to go deep for a second about this year of 1996. I remember going to the theater and seeing, because we all grew up with John Hughes movies, right? So we had this incredible, adolescence and teenage life of growing up with all these John Hughes movies. And then they kind of came to a halt. It was like kind of over.
Mm-hmm.
but we were becoming young adults, so we didn't really care. And then I remember going to the theater. At this point, I was working, I was living in Chicago and working and seeing Clueless had come out, and that I then felt old.
Yeah. So let me see if I can help you encapsulate what you
I'm
just
trying
said.
to say.
We watched this movie as adults
Correct.
and we watched Halloween as children.
Correct.
Yes.
And we were in our, mid 20s.
Yeah.
And so, it was just, it was so just like Clueless, were the high school movies coming back, Scream was rebooting a horror kind of genre.
There you
go. And so a few other things, and I don't know if you put this and set the scene, but do you remember how much it cost to make this movie?
I do not know.
Okay. Well, it cost,
Oh,
I can't find it. I thought I put it in this area. Oh, $15 million budget.
wow. All those fancy actors, that's really cheap.
And it made 170 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Halloween made, 170 million.
Yeah, that makes me wonder about what I'm wrote
Your
here.
research?
Yeah, it says the film grossed over 170 million worldwide on a $15 million budget.
Well, we can suss that out if I'll look it up and
Yeah, you see if that's true.
I will.
And so just a few other things. Let's see if there's anything that is interesting. No, I think that's the gist for set the scene at least.
All right, here we go.
Okay. I remember when
I don't have much for remember when. It's more of just commentary on how I watch horror movies.
Okay, let's hear it.
And I'm not proud of this.
I know. Are you going to do the I can watch everything, doesn't bother me thing?
Yes. And it's because for the most part, not some movies get me, but for the most part, I'm able to compartmentalize and detach. Even the best part about a movie is you lose yourself in the movie. You think you're
Right.
experiencing it first person, like
Yes.
you're feeling afraid because the character on the screen is afraid.
Right.
My biggest problem is that I always think of the boom mic holder.
Yeah.
There's a person holding a boom mic over the person who is putting a pretend knife into an actor or an actress.
Yes.
And it's kind of a bummer. And I wish I could unlearn that.
Mhm.
I wish I could unknow that and lose myself, but I just can't. So it's a little frustrating. Whereas my sweetie may as well be in the room because she puts her hand up between her eyeballs and the television screen.
Yes.
Yes.
I do not watch kills.
No. And it's because it scares you or disturbs you.
It disturbs me. I mean, there are definitely I get scared too, but I don't need to see that. I like anticipation. I like story. I like creepiness. But kills, there's something I've seen more than just Scream 1. I've seen
Well,
Scream
let's
2.
be clear. It's not just about kills. It's any scary part. Because we're watching Haunting on Hill House, and if nobody's getting killed.
True.
So it's more
It's-
about when something is scary. I mean,
Scares.
yeah.
Right.
Or just something that's bothersome.
It's just bothersome.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. And sometimes I can listen to it and sometimes I have to close my ears because sometimes the worst thing is the listening,
Yes.
and that's what I was going to say about Scream is I don't know if I've seen all of them. I know I've seen Scream 1, Scream 2, and Scream 6. I don't remember what happened in between there. Okay. And I saw Scream 6 in the theater. I don't know why. We all went one time just for the hell of it.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. But what I remember while watching Scream 6 is the stabbing was awful.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. I was like, wow, what used to be like, oh, stab, stab, stab became, and it's funny because I think the meta movie inside Scream is called Stab. But it just is too real. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So I had to close my ears too. So I think some would say, then why do you go?
Yeah. It's a great question.
And I think that it's what I just said. I like anticipation. I like the idea of being scared. I mean, why do we go on roller coasters? To
feel alive.
feel alive. And guess who closes her eyes on roller coasters?
You do.
Because I can only take in so much. So it's like these are our own sensitivities. And I think historically, Todd would make fun of me or say, why are you here? Why are you watching this? And I think now he's got a better understanding of that. Just let me be. As my daughter would say, let me cook.
Yeah. Let's
Just let me
Sweetie
cook. Let me live.
Are you ready for random fact?
Let's go.
Jared, do you know the human head weighs 8 pounds? Jared, do you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Before we get to random facts, and I don't have a sound effect for it, but I want to play a little two truths and one lie because
Sure.
if we play it at the end,
Then I've already gone through
I've
it.
already gone through it.
Uh-huh.
So two of these things are going to be true and one's going to be a lie.
Okay.
Number one, the original title of Scream was Scary Movie.
Yes, this is true.
The film's ghost mask was discovered in a random house during location scouting.
True.
And lastly, the Motion Picture Association of America gave the film an NC-17 rating on its first submission.
I actually think all three of those are true.
The last one is not true. It was threatened, but never
threatened.
officially rated.
Okay.
Number two, do you like scary movies is the first line in the film.
The first line?
Yep.
The first line is hello. Drew Barrymore says hello on
We'll
the phone.
see about that.
Okay.
The second thing is Casey Becker's death scene was shot in the very first days of filming.
Okay.
And lastly, Ghostface's phone voice was never revealed to the cast during filming. Which of the three is a lie?
I think the Casey thing. Wasn't that at the end?
You should have trusted your first gut, which was, do you like scary movies? Is not the first line.
She says hello.
It's hello.
So can I make a comment about
Sure, go
that?
ahead.
That because we are kind of in Remember When right now.
Yeah.
We're in Remember When. No, we're in Random Fact.
Yeah.
But let me go back to Remember When. You can play it or you don't have to. Is that I remember when people used to answer phones. Like you and I watched this movie and we're like, yeah, people are answering phones. That was not that people don't answer phones anymore. People don't say hello.
Yeah. Generally speaking, you're correct. I answer phones.
You kind of do, but you know who's calling. So do you say hello? Is that what you say? Or do you say, this is Todd?
I think it depends on who is calling. If it's a customer, I'll say this is Todd.
Okay.
If it's you, I'll say, hi, sweetie.
Right. But nobody says anymore just hello.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, unless you're answering cold calls, but my phone now says spam risk.
Yeah.
It gives me a number and like some random credit card. It'll give me a town it's coming from. So I know not to answer it.
I do the thing where it's silence unknown callers
Sure.
many of the times.
Yeah.
Okay, let's head on back to random
fact.
I have a bunch.
Okay.
Do you want to do any more two truths and one lie or no?
No, I've got a bunch of random facts, but I'll let you go first.
Kevin Williamson, he was the writer, right? He wrote the script in 3 days after being inspired by a documentary about serial killer Danny Rolling and noticing an open window in the house he was sitting. I don't know who Danny Rolling is. Do you?
I think he had a name, the blah, blah, blah killer or
Yeah.
something. Like it was some true story that he had read about. But again, Kevin Williamson, we already talked about him a little bit.
What's Ghostface? It was a 1991 novelty design called the Peanut Eyed Ghost by Fun World.
Do you find him to be scary?
Yeah, I think it's a good mask.
Isn't he supposed to be a depiction of the Scream? The one where the guy's holding his face and he's screaming?
That painting that we
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I always
Yeah,
thought.
that could be. It became the highest grossing slasher film ever until Halloween 2018 showed up.
Wow.
Caller ID usage increased 300% after the film's release.
You think?
He spent 3 consecutive days writing the entire script while listening to the Halloween score on repeat. So it was
writer guy. Influenced by Halloween.
And then finally, the final 3 who were up for the Nev Campbell role was Nev, Brittany Murphy, and Alicia Witt.
Oh.
I don't know who Alicia Witt is.
Well, also Drew Barrymore was supposed to be.
Yeah, I heard she was supposed to be, and
Nev.
then, she just decided she wanted to be in a little bit, so she decided to be the first.
She couldn't do it. She couldn't be there for the whole filming.
Yeah.
So they used her, but she had already been connected to it.
Yep.
So the reason that Wes Craven, who is the director, decided to do the movie was because Drew Barrymore is connected to it. So she just ended up playing the opening role. Now, if you remember when you first saw the poster, the person on the poster is Drew Barrymore.
Which is really smart.
And the fact that she dies
Yeah.
in the opening scene is completely different than anything we've ever seen.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
Because as a viewer, you'd be like, oh,
She's dead.
anybody could die here.
And that opening scene is rough. I mean, like
Great.
it is, it's well done. It's well laid out. Like what's rough about it is it's very scary and it bothers me for many reasons. One of them being her parents come home.
Like scary movies.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite.
Oh,
You know what she says?
Friday 13th.
She says Halloween.
Oh, she
and then
does.
she pulls out a butcher knife on the cat.
Oh.
You know, she's like playing with a butcher knife.
Very good.
But her parents come home while she's running away from Ghostface.
It's a tough way to come home.
And she is literally getting killed while they're trying to find her.
Yeah.
So it's very bothersome. It's like when I watched it in my 20s, it was one thing.
Yeah.
And then watching it as a parent, it just feels like another thing.
For sure.
It's like really creepy. And then she gets strung up. It's such a horror movie. Like, honestly, you guys, like we talked last week about Halloween and it was terrifying because you didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Scream is more of a gore fest.
Oh, yeah. And
You
they
know?
actually had to remove a lot of the gore. They wanted more.
Yes.
And they had to remove it because they wanted the rated R.
Yeah, they didn't want to have that NC-17. So just a few things. I wanted to tell you all of the other horror movies that are referenced in Scream.
Okay.
Okay. So in Halloween, so in the movie Scream, the movie Halloween is referenced several times. Obviously, that scene that you just talked about where she says it's her favorite movie, that's also one of the questions that the guy on the phone asks, like, what's the name of the killer in Halloween? And it's Michael Myers. Also, Randy.
Actually, it's also The Shape. But
or The Shape.
if you would have listened to last week's podcast, Michael Myers was not really the name of this dude. They called it The Shape.
Well, it was his name, but they were going to refer
to it as The Shape,
because
which is
he's
really
Judith
weird.
Myers' brother, so he is Michael Myers.
Yes, right.
But yes, he was The Shape in the script.
Yes.
How's that? So then Randy, one of the people who survives in this movie, who makes it to Scream 2, he has a point where he lays out the rules of slasher movies, and a lot of them are from Halloween, but Halloween is also on the TV. So again, layers and layers and layers.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Don't do them yet because we're going to do them later.
I won't.
Randy's rules are coming. Friday the 13th is mentioned during the killer call. At the beginning, he asks a trivia question. Are you saving this for another part?
No, go ahead.
He says, who was the killer? So first of all, Casey has answered the first question, and she is being threatened with her boyfriend being killed outside. It's a horrific scene.
Yeah.
And she gets the first answer right, which is Michael Myers.
Yeah.
The next question is, who is the killer in Friday the 13th? And everybody, do you have a little like Jeopardy?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, do I have a Jeopardy here? Hold on.
Oh, you have it because we have a category.
It's enough Jeopardy.
So that's the question. You know, who is the killer in Friday the 13th? And I think a lot of you would probably say
Jason.
And it's not Jason.
That's right.
It is Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees. So she gets that one wrong, which is then why her
It's too bad for her.
boyfriend is killed.
She
It's
should have paid closer attention.
I guess. There were so many of them, she probably lost track. And we all know from last week that Friday the 13th, I'm like, whatever. I'm not a fan. Okay. Another movie that's referenced is A Nightmare on Elm Street. First of all, Wes Craven is the director of that, and he's the director of this movie. And there is a scene where he is, he's actually a character in the movie. And the principal, who's played by Henry Winkler, says hello to him. He says, "Hey, Fred." And Fred is the janitor dressed in Freddy Krueger clothes, and it's also Wes Craven.
Yes.
So a lot of layers again. They reference prom night. It's in it's in one of the quiz questions that the killer's doing. They mention The Town That Dreaded Sundown, which was from 1976 as an example of a true story that's a horror movie. They reference Carrie. At the very end, Billy says he because he's pretending that he was killed, so he has blood all over him, and he licks it and he says something like
Corn syrup?
corn syrup,
Yeah.
just like what they used in Carrie.
Yeah.
And then they reference Psycho, and I don't know where they reference Psycho. I wrote that down. But let me go back. Billy Loomis.
I think the name of the lady who gets killed in Psycho is also a name in this movie. But
Is
I'm
it?
not sure.
Yeah, I wrote it down, so I don't know what it was. But Billy Loomis, who ends up being one of the killers, his name comes from Dr. Loomis
Yep.
from Halloween. And then there is a point when Tatum makes a joke about that her love life is like The Exorcist,
Yeah.
though they reference The Exorcist. They obviously reference When a Stranger Calls because that's the opening scene with Drew Barrymore. They reference Terror Train, Hellraiser, and Candyman, all when they're in the the movie store, the video store, that's a funny throwback too.
Yeah.
Because video stores where Randy works, like that used to be a place we would see each other and hang out, and my friends would work at the video store. And then I think we got it a Billy Loomis. I already said that. Henry Winkler's in it. Obviously, that's a throwback to Gen X culture. Sydney Prescott is a great final girl name and archetype.
Yep.
Just what she's like. And the murders that you were talking about in Florida, the Gainesville Ripper murder.
Okay. I didn't know that.
And I think that is it. Oh, a few other things. Neve Campbell almost passed on doing this movie because she didn't want to be typecast in horror movies. She had been in a movie called The Craft about 4 girls who were into witchcraft. Do you remember that movie?
Negative.
This is kind of interesting. Matthew Lillard wasn't even supposed to audition for this, but he went to the audition with his girlfriend and then he landed the role of Stu. Courtney Cox really wanted this role because she didn't want to get typecast as Monica. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're forever Monica, Courtney Cox. Even though we know what happened on the movie set is David Arquette is in the movie.
Yes, he is.
And that's Courtney Cox met David Arquette
She met her husband.
while doing Scream and they got married.
That's right.
And they had a little girl. She's now she's 22 now.
I think it's awesome that you know how old Courtney Arquette's daughter is.
Do you want to know why I know?
Why?
I can give you lots of information here. After JC was
Stay on target.
No, this is great. It's a great story. After JC was born, she was 6 months old. Todd's friend Brian got us tickets to see Friends, and it was the last season of Friends.
Yeah.
We got to see Phoebe's wedding live in LA.
Paul Rudd was in that one.
Correct. Paul Rudd was in that one. It was a great episode. Courtney Cox was pregnant at the time, and she had a lot of morning sickness and kept having to leave to take a break. So I know that JC's age and their daughter Coco's age is the same. What do you think about that?
Oh,
Do you remember who was the sweetest who came out and talked to the audience so many
Matthew
times?
Perry.
Matthew Perry.
Everybody else was had their game face on.
Totally.
I'm like, come on, give us a little bit. And nobody was interacting with the audience other than Matthew Perry.
Except for Matthew Perry. He came out a few times. And we had secret information because this is deep. Jennifer Aniston had bangs, and nobody in the world knew yet that she had bangs.
And that's what I'm talking about.
That's why we were there.
Called a scoop.
That is called Scoop. So let's see if there's anything else. I think that's pretty good, Todd. Let's go WTF.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
All right. The WTF. I'm going to go in a lot of different directions here. And this is more about horror movies in general.
Okay, let's hear it.
After the bad guy, I'll say bad guy because there may be a few movies where it's a bad woman, but a bad guy kills.
What movies is there a killer who's a woman?
I don't know, but there's got to be some. I'll come up with some. Whenever they kill somebody, they have this extravagant plan to hoist them on a tree. It's not easy to do.
No, these are crazy things.
And this guy did it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, with Casey.
It's just not an easy thing to do. So I say WTF on that.
Oh, by the way, sorry. Jason Voorhees' mom was a woman.
There you go,
Okay,
sweetie.
there you go. Keep
There's
going.
probably going to be more. I'll
Okay.
look it up. The whole motive is that Sydney Prescott's mom slept with Billy's dad or Stu's dad? Billy's dad.
Billy's dad.
And it's kind of a weak little motive. I know they had to have something,
Mhm.
but I just don't. I think that's an overcorrection. Let's just say that.
Well, let's also understand that the other part is that they were psychopaths.
Yes.
He and Stu, because you remember when she says, Stu, why did you do this? And he said peer pressure.
I got it right here. It's one of my favorite lines in the whole thing.
Hello?
Oh, Stu, what's your motive? Billy's got one. The police are on their way. What are you going to tell them?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. No, rip you off.
So this is an intense scene, and Stu is interesting because I do feel like Stu's in a different movie.
He definitely is. He's just doing his own thing.
He's like doing his own thing. Everybody else is acting like normal people might act in this crazy situation. And Stu is like maniacal in a way that's off-putting. And I think he's hilarious. So
He's
I'm like,
kind of the comic.
yeah, I'm like cutting him and blessing him at the same time because it is quite hilarious. But yeah, like peer pressure is a really funny line. I'm not quite sure that that's
He says peer pressure on far too
no, far too,
sensitive.
and we didn't get a chance to hear what he had to say because Billy takes it out of his hands.
Can we say something about that though? Because you point that out.
Yeah.
The first scene that they ever like taped that was like, what's the word I'm looking for? That they started recording. The first scene that they did.
Yeah.
I have all this like old VHS
Yeah.
language.
Shooting.
Thank you. The first scene that they shot was where they're sitting by the fountain,
Yeah.
all of them, and they're talking about what happened the night before. So it is Billy, it's like all the couples, right?
Yeah.
Including Randy. And in that scene, Randy's being kind of funny, Stu's being kind of funny, Tatum's being kind of funny, and Skeet, or the guy who plays Billy, is kind of like giving them eyes, like calm down.
Mm-hmm.
And he, at that point, again, according to lore, he didn't understand that this movie was supposed to be campy and funny.
Yeah.
And he thought they were not doing a good job.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, tone it down. And Wes Craven had to say to him later, no, this movie is funny.
Yeah, I think I had to have a pre-movie making meeting
Yeah.
to get everybody on the same page. I'm not quite buying that story, but if it's true, let's get a game plan going here.
Well, let's say this. If you have seen, and again, that's lore, like I don't know if that's true, but if you have seen Scream before, or now, sorry, because Todd told you the whole story, you know who did it. It is very easy to watch this movie again and you know exactly who did it.
Sure.
They make it very clear.
Yeah.
Like the things that they say, even their boots
Yeah.
that they're wearing, you know who it is.
Yeah.
But the first time you watch it, you don't know.
Well, the big surprise is it's not one, it's two. That's
Correct.
kind of cool.
That's the big surprise.
So I have four more WTF moments.
Let's hear it.
The whole idea of a boyfriend sneaking into his girlfriend's bedroom and the girlfriend always saying, shh, my dad's right outside or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what kind of doors are usually in place, but you can hear two people conversing and yet the dad never kind of busts the boyfriend coming in. And it's obvious that it would be easy to hear that there's a second set of voices coming in from that room.
Well, I would say that it is an 80s trope.
Yes, it is.
They use it in Stranger Things too. Steve goes into Nancy's bedroom window,
Yeah.
remember? And I'm trying to think of other movies where it happens, other 80s movies, but I know that is just what we did.
Yeah.
And our parents were a little more checked out.
Yeah. There was.
So, and I used to go out my window.
Yes.
I only did it a few times because I didn't really need to.
But in Scream, the dad was right there because he showed up.
He was, and Billy was on the other side of the bed.
Yeah.
But he probably went to his bedroom after that.
Possible.
I mean, we're nitpicking.
And he
here.
probably shares a wall with his daughter too.
Maybe.
So
if he does,
just
that's where it gets a little girl. Oh, you know what? It also happens in Twilight, which we're doing next weekend.
There you go.
Or next weekend. Next week, Edward goes into Bella's window, but he's a vampire, so that's easier.
In the world of DNA, 2025 DNA, they'd be able to figure out who did this in 2 seconds.
Correct,
It'd be a quick movie. The whole garage door power thing.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't watch that scene ever.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all because it is so unrealistic. If you put a person through a square in a garage door and you tell the garage door to go all the way up, it's not going to harm anybody. It's going to retract and go right back down.
I was thinking about that because like garage doors now, I swear, like you just kind of swipe your leg accidentally and it goes
those
back
are the
up.
sensors.
Those are the sensors. So,
but that thing does not have the motor power to
drag her up there.
Well, maybe it'll drag her up there, but it's certainly not going. I mean, did she die? How did she die in
I
that
do
scene?
not watch that scene. I do not know.
Because if it's like she kind of came in contact with the top of the garage, it wouldn't. There's just not enough power.
Because I'm listening to it, there's an electrical thing that happens. I feel like she gets electrocuted.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And then last thing, didn't somebody's head get submerged into a TV at the very end?
Yeah, Stu's.
Stu. Yeah, it just
That's super 80s as well.
Very 80s. So
Yeah.
anyways, that's what I got for WTF.
I know. And just the fact that, I mean, again, that teenagers, TV's going to kill them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very of the time. I think it's kind of interesting that Billy's phone drops out of his pocket, which is why they think maybe he did it.
Yeah.
But that was really weird that he had a phone where now everybody has a phone.
Yeah.
They just didn't exist like that.
I'm sorry, are you ready for some women killers?
Okay, let's hear it.
Carrie.
Yeah, I guess, but they were mean to her.
Of course they were, but she still kind of does some bad stuff. Fatal Attraction.
Sure. Wait, she just killed a rabbit.
But she was gonna kill the wife and the husband. So yeah, I guess she didn't
They
kill.
killed her.
Yeah, but she was the bad guy.
Okay.
Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Bunch of screams. Scream 2. Billy's mom is one of the Ghostface killers.
Mhm.
Scream 4. Jill Roberts, Sydney's cousin, becomes Ghostface.
Sydney's cousin, second cousin by marriage.
Yeah.
It becomes a little.
Misery, one of the best.
Yes. Okay.
Best scary people. The Others, it says.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that because
Okay.
that's got a surprise ending.
And that's all I got. So, anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, that's not a lot
No, it's not a lot at all.
compared to other things.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for sharing that. Let's see if there's anything else. Do you want to do the party rules now under random facts?
I don't have it queued up just yet. Give me a second
Okay.
to talk about something else.
I'll just kind of go to what the rules, like what he means by the rules. In the movie, he goes through if you are going to survive a horror movie, the rules that you have to follow. And again, by this point, again, because it's 1996, we now have the language around being a final girl and how you can survive, like why there's always one person who survives. And so Randy lays out the rules. And in this movie, Scream, he lays out 3 rules. As the other Scream movies come up, there's more rules.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you those if you want to let Randy say his rule.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
How many virgins can do that? Don't you know the rules? What rules? You don't. Jesus Christ, you don't know the rules?
Have an aneurysm, why don't you?
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, number 1, you can never have sex. No. Big no-no!
Dead man.
Sex equals death, okay? Number 2, you can never drink or do drugs. No, the sin factor. It's a sin. It's an extension of number 1. And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
All right, so
Okay.
only 3 rules.
So that's interesting when he's laying those out because he's right. That's definitely follows, the genre of horror. But in Scream, the final girl who is Sydney does have sex.
Yeah.
And also when Stu says, I'll be right back, he's actually going to kill his girlfriend.
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense why he kills his girlfriend. Except that he's a psychopath.
Yeah, they're just trying to knock as many people out as they can.
They really are. So here's some of the other ones that come up in the other Scream
All right,
movies.
I can't wait to
Okay.
hear this.
Don't go outside to check a strange noise.
It's a good rule. I think that's a good rule in general.
I think that's one of the scenes that I'm like, what? Okay. There's a scene in Scream where, what's her name? Sydney's dad goes away for the weekend and he's like, I'll be back. I'll be at the Hilton by the airport, blah, blah, blah. She then that night comes home, finds out what's been going on, that there's been these murders, and she wants her friend Tatum to come over. Even though it's light out, she's still scared. She falls asleep, takes a nap. She wakes up to the ghost face guy calling her. It's now dusk or it's dark. And he says, I'm out on the front porch. And she goes out on the front porch.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm calling your bluff. Okay, you were terrified 2 hours ago when nothing was happening, and now you're going to go out on the front
But
porch.
didn't she say earlier in the movie that the girls usually run upstairs, which is a bad idea? So she's actually following her own advice by going out the front door. I know she's not going out to escape, but she's kind of following her own advice.
Maybe.
A little
I
bit.
mean, there's some truth to that, but he says I'm on the front porch
Yeah.
and she goes out. So so Tatum breaks this too. They all break this law.
Okay.
Don't split up. That's another rule because Ghostface loves it when characters wander off alone, like
Yeah,
when Tatum goes
I
to
would
the
say
garage.
most bad guys like it
Yeah.
when they can pick them up one at a time.
Yeah. Another rule, don't ask who's there.
Okay.
Casey does that when she already knows this person's calling her and threatening her life. And then someone knocks on the door and she's like, who's there?
Well, I feel like if you do that, I mean, Michael Myers or Jason are probably not going to answer. Freddy might.
Which is why it's a dumb
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, it's just a like, what information are you really going to get?
Right. And they're going to be like, oh, it's just me.
Yeah,
I'm coming to kill
it's
you.
just me.
The next one is be careful answering the phone. This is one of those that I wanted to say to Casey, quit answering the phone.
That's totally what I was gonna. That was one of my hot takes.
Yeah. Quit
Like-
answering the phone.
This would be a lot more boring of a movie if Drew Barrymore just didn't answer the phone after the first phone call was a little creepy.
Exactly. And same with Sydney. She answers the phone so many times that she drops the phone downstairs, comes upstairs to call 911, can't because the phone is off the hook. So she has to call 911 through her computer,
Yeah.
which was crazy at the time.
Yeah, it's kind of a sweet little move.
That was like a new thing. Another one, stay away from garages. We know this. Don't trust your boyfriend. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's rough, but
Yeah.
it's true in this movie. Everyone is a suspect. Randy says that in all the movies.
Yes.
Everyone is a suspect. And this is one that happens in all the scary movies. Don't assume the killer is dead.
Never. They get us on almost every one
Every
of
movie.
those movies.
I know.
Yeah.
Even in Die Hard,
Yes.
right? What's
Yeah,
his name?
And
The
we
Valor.
keep falling for it.
I know. But the one in Die Hard was really surprising. Remember?
The long blonde hair dude.
Alexander Goo,
Yeah.
whatever.
The blonde hair dude.
Because he's already been like thought to be dead for
Yeah.
like an hour.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, how is he stepping up with a machine gun? And then that's when the guy, what's his name? The one who's helping John McClane.
The police officer. I don't remember.
The
his
guy
name.
who's in Family Matters or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. So that's it.
All right. Are we ready for my brand new category?
Yes.
So the brand new category is called Hidden Gems. And what Hidden Gems means is it's actors' cameos or small details we didn't notice the first few times we watched it. And this is my sound effects.
People say I'm crazy. I got diamonds on the soles of my shoes. Yeah.
See, diamond gems. Are you with me?
Yeah, it's a bit of a reach.
I know. I couldn't find anything better. If you
Okay.
have any suggestions. So a few hidden gems. First of all, I don't know if this is true, but Linda Blair
Yes.
was in this.
Yes, she was she was like a reporter or
She's
something.
the star of The Exorcist, 1973. Have you seen The Exorcist?
Of course.
How many times?
Well, I've seen The Exorcist full on where I sat down to watch it once.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of The Exorcist like at parties in high school and stuff many times.
Is it safe to say that The Exorcist is kind of the king of the hill on
Yes.
horror movies, even more so than Halloween?
They even put The Exorcist on TV at one point. Do you remember?
Yeah,
I mean, they had cut out
You
everything,
got to stop that.
but I think it's just one of those movies that the way it's directed, who's
Yeah.
that director? Fennessy loves that director. I can't remember
Who
his name.
knows?
And the way it's written and the people who are in it, it just was one of those that was, well thought of. And it's terrifying. And it changed like the way our country dealt with kids who were struggling.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we thought they all had demons.
Yeah. At around the 12-minute mark, at the beginning of the movie, when Casey, that's Drew Barrymore's parents, come home to find something's wrong, her father tells her to go to the Mackenzies, which is the same thing Lori, Jamie Lee Curtis, told Lindsay and Tommy to do in Halloween.
That is so true. I didn't catch that.
It's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, Mackenzies. Yeah, they got a lot of things.
Are the Mackenzies the one that didn't let them in or did let them in?
I think the Mackenzies let him in.
Oh, good.
The high school scenes were shot at the Santa Rosa High School in California. However, very close to the shooting date, the school board read the script and denied the film to be shot there due to the violent nature, as they had been under the impression the film was a comedy. So production had to move to Healdsburg, California. As payback, director Wes Craven put in the end credits under the special thanks section, No thanks whatsoever to the Santa Rosa City School District Governing Board. It's kind of funny.
That is.
And then finally, at around the 52-minute mark, Henry Winkler, also known as the Fonz, opens the closet. His black leather Fonzie jacket from Happy Days is hanging in it.
That is awesome.
Yes.
And he also, Todd and I noticed he looks in the mirror a little bit and combs his hair.
It's kind of
It wasn't as obvious as the way the Fonz did it, but we're like, hey, was that on purpose?
Yeah. So that's what I got. And this is my category. So I assume you don't have any hidden gems.
I have one.
What do you got?
One thing that's kind of funny, and then I actually kind of looked it up, and it's part of the lore of the movie, is that you know when like Casey looks inside her house she's standing outside and she looks inside her house and Ghostface is running around and he kind of trips.
Yeah.
And then there's another scene where and this one may be a little more as it's supposed to be, but when the first time that Ghostface comes to Sydney's house, he like trips up the stairs.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because he's tripping.
You're not used to seeing the bad guy trip.
Correct. And that was not, it wasn't done on purpose, but the person who was playing Ghostface did it by accident. And then they decided they liked it.
Yeah.
Because it makes more sense that two teenage boys trying to run around and get someone is going to trip.
Yeah. I saw no tripping from Michael Myers or Jason. They were very methodical and intentional in how they moved around the room.
So Michael Myers walks like he's a zombie. What does Jason do? I
think he does the same thing. I don't remember anybody running, which is hilarious because all these teenagers can probably all run pretty fast.
You know who is really like Sprite and runs around?
Ooh.
Krueger.
Freddy?
Yeah.
He's in your dreams, man.
He is, but don't you picture him being almost like
he's the most docile.
Hyperactive.
He's the most docile of the three.
Yeah. He's docile. And possibly the most not real, like the most dead.
Yes.
So that was mine that I thought was kind of funny that they have this someone running. Because think about this. They're in this like big cape with the ghost mask. And the actor, you're just thinking about filming it, has to run around and run upstairs and they're tripping. And probably for a while, I'm just making this up, but they were probably like, oh my God, dude, get your shit together.
Yeah.
And then eventually they're like, no, this is good for the movie.
Yeah.
So that was mine.
Okay. I don't have any music for this next category, but it's called Hall Pass. And Hall Pass is the part that you might want to skip when you're rewatching.
Okay.
And this is a bit of a hot take, or maybe it's not. It's probably a lukewarm take.
Okay.
The whole David Arquette Dewey thing, I just don't need any of it.
Do you understand the importance of it though?
I think they needed another character to be around. It just doesn't land for me at all.
Okay. I get it.
It's a weak part of the movie.
So
like, does anybody like, oh, I love the Dewey scenes?
I don't think so either. I was actually kind of bored. I didn't care about he and Gail having a relationship.
It's the whole thing.
I know.
It's just dumb.
He was at the very beginning. There was a little bit of humor in that. Remember,
but none of it was funny.
Do you remember when? Okay.
She was daughter of.
Oh, Dewey's in the scene, but he's not talking.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
He's being very David Arquette. I mean, he's just doing. Do you want to know what one of my least favorite Friends episodes is?
Is with Phoebe being chased by David Arquette.
I think it comes like after they had filmed Scream when Courtney Cox and David Arquette were dating. Second Friends reference, everybody. He came on Friends, but instead of having him be with Courtney Cox, there's this like C plot, because there's like always an A, B, C plot.
Yeah.
A C plot where Phoebe's sister Ursula had been dating this guy who was a stalker, and he now is stalking Phoebe because he thinks it's Ursula.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I like him.
Yeah.
I'm going to date him anyway. And it's the cheesiest, like there's these scenes where he's stalking her like at the subway and he's like hiding behind poles.
Yeah.
And it's not funny.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense. And why is Phoebe dating someone who has stalked her sister?
The whole thing is dumb.
Right. So I kind of am with you, but it's cute that he and Courtney Cox got together.
Are you ready to roll in the deep?
What about my hall pass?
Oh, I didn't know you had one. Good.
Sure. You told me, you sent these to me. You told me to do it.
All right.
I do these things that you tell me to do.
All right.
All the deaths. I don't watch any of them.
Yeah, you could just skip over all
Yeah,
those.
I don't need to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all.
All right. That makes sense.
Rolling in the deep.
Rolling in the deep. All right. I have just a whole Sydney. They keep expecting her to be done with the murder of her mom.
Dude, it's like brought up like 3 times.
Yeah. Unprocessed trauma. I think Sydney needs to go to therapy.
It's only been a year,
Yeah.
by the way. Her mom was
And-
brutally raped and murdered.
And they're all like,
a
can you
year
just get
before.
over that? And Billy's like, can we just have sex now? Because it's been a year.
So bad.
Now, here's my question. I feel like there, somewhere in the beginning of the movie, Billy and Sydney are, she's like telling him, I know I used to like want to do more stuff with you
Yes.
sexually.
Yes.
And she's not because she's had this trauma. So they probably messed around, but they never had sex in the beginning.
No,
right?
they had never
Okay.
had sex before. But he's like, when we first started out, first of all, he climbs in her window, unexpected. So, as you said, that's WTF in itself. Then he says to her, when we first started out, we were like an NC-17 movie or a rated R movie. And now we're like a G movie. I don't even remember what he says. But he's basically like pissed, to Todd's point, that they're not, he's not getting more action.
Yeah.
And he literally says to her, you need to get over the death of your mom.
Yeah.
And then her, again, this is so like our generation and so of the time.
I got a little Billy. You ready?
Yes.
2 years ago, we started off hot and heavy.
Gosh.
Nice solid R rating on our way to an NC-17. Now, things have changed, and
Yeah. Your mom was murdered.
No, he did it.
That's right. Wait a second.
He killed her mom.
If he really wanted to have sex, I'm going to pause it right there. Here's an idea. If you want to move your relationship forward as a teenager and advance sexually, don't kill your
Her mom.
girlfriend's mom.
Right. And then don't expect her to get over it.
Yeah.
And what's gone on for this whole year?
Yeah.
So why? And again, the answer is that they're ramping up and he's starting to kill people again. But
Yeah.
honestly, it's like the dumbest scene ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but then what bothers me is the misogynistic part, or the part that we're just so used to, is she feels bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, I'm so sorry. And then she's like, will you settle for PG-13? And then she flashes him.
Yeah.
And he calls her a tease.
Yeah.
So
Like Claire was to
welcome-
John Bender.
right. Welcome to being a girl
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s. Is everything is your fault.
Mhm.
You don't have a say. And if you're like saying, well, I'll do this much, then you're a tease.
Yeah.
So you can't win.
Yeah.
Good
so
luck.
that's the only rolling in the deep I had, was just the unresolved trauma from poor Sydney.
Yeah, I would say there's a lot. I think this whole movie is based on grief. Again, it's somewhat satire and meta and all those things we've talked about, but it's all about her grief. And that's kind of a subtext of a lot of movies now, a lot of horror movies. The movie Hereditary was all about grief. The Babadook was all about grief. Smile is all about grief. And so it's like, there's such a shadow around grief that it makes it easy to make a horror movie around it.
Sure.
Because the pain we feel and the darkness that people experience, it becomes really, a horror movie can represent grief very well.
Right.
So another thing is about betrayal. We talked about Billy, and we've kind of alluded to this, like he betrayed her. I mean, he betrayed humanity,
Yeah,
but he also betrayed her.
Betrayed human decency,
yeah.
humanity, his girlfriend, his
Yeah.
girlfriend's mom.
And the killers are not random people. They are Sydney's friends.
Yeah.
Like and again, this is a horror movie, so they're taking it to extremes.
Sure.
But when your friends betray you, or you lose trust, or they're talking behind your back, or they're choosing to not hang out with you, or whatever, there's a lot of high school betrayal. And then the horror movie genre just takes it up a notch. And ironically, grief is something we fear. We don't like sadness, but betrayal is one of the top fears that human beings have.
Yeah.
The idea, because what does betrayal mean? It means you're isolated again.
Yeah,
it means you've lost your group.
Yeah, you had something and now you've lost it.
Correct. And so things are more difficult when you don't have your group. I think paranoia is something about horror movies that's really kind of interesting, as far as, in this movie, there's a lot of paranoia of who we're supposed to believe. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, and this probably should have been back and remember when, but do you remember being a little kid and you were watching TV with your parents too late, but the scary commercials would come on?
Oh, dude, totally.
And I would either run away and not watch it or watch it and just be terrified. And it would like F up the first hour of me trying to fall asleep.
Okay, we kind of talked about this on a podcast months and months ago, but Todd and I this summer decided to watch Children of the Corn for some crazy reason. And we started talking about the fact that even the commercial terrified me. And again, it didn't come on till late at night because we actually used to have regulation to support children.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore.
No, we don't.
But I would think about that commercial, even with the limited amount of information. We don't want to do Children of the Corn in spooky season.
No,
do we?
you want to know why?
Why? Because it's so bad.
It's a horrific.
It was awful.
Terribly terrible movie.
It was really bad. So we won't do that. And then, I think one of the most, I keep referring to what meta is. I keep saying it's a meta movie, and I'm using that on purpose because it really is. But what meta means is it literally means beyond or about itself.
Yep.
Okay. So it's a movie showing you something and then talking to you about what it's showing you.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a self-awareness movie. So when we say meta, we just mean it's self-aware. So it comments on itself, it comments on its genre, it comments on the rules of storytelling. And instead of just having it play out, it's telling you what's happening.
Yeah.
So like Randy's rules or, what happened, what's his name? Just Billy just saying, we used to be NC-17 and now we're like, they're talking to you about what you're seeing. And so, all the movies within the movie, I already talked about those a while ago. Halloween, Friday the 13th, you already know what to expect because they're telling us.
And I'll go one more step this is a Miramax film. So talk about people making some bad decisions.
Wow.
Is the head of Miramax, good old Harvey Weinstein.
He sure did. He was, for those, and everybody who listens to this is basically our age. So, I don't think a lot of younger people, well, maybe younger people still listen. We used to have a lot of
I
college
just
students
sent one
listen.
to my niece who's in 7th grade.
Did you? You didn't send her this one though. This is scary.
I sent her
The Outsider.
Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh, The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah. Don't tell her to listen to this. This is too scary.
Yeah.
But this is a what was I going to say? I
don't
can't
know.
remember. I was saying that.
I interrupted you, babe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I was in flow. But it doesn't matter. I will switch to another thing and maybe figure it out. The other meta thing is that the killer is playing along in this movie. Like Ghostface literally quizzes everybody about other killers.
Yeah, I kind of like that part of Ghostface. Got to be honest with you. It'd be so much more boring if he just killed people. He gives people a chance, kind of like in No Country for Old Men, where he has them flip a coin.
Right.
He gives them agency.
Does he though?
Yeah. What would have happened? Here's the unanswerable question. What would have happened if Drew Barrymore's character would have answered correctly to the Mrs. Jason Voorhees' mom?
They still would have killed them both.
Well, then he has no integrity.
I know. And the guy, a big part of No Country for Old Men is the woman at the end who says, why you don't have to do this. You don't have to make people flip coins.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. And the thing is even if that old guy at the gas station had flipped and not gotten heads or whatever, he still would have been terrified and traumatized the rest of his life. You don't have to walk around killing people.
But he did leave some people. He did the coin flip thing and let certain people go. Based on
maybe so, but he doesn't get to decide that. That is, and you may say, well, the coin decides it. He doesn't get to decide that the coin decides it.
Now you're confusing my
I'm
brain.
getting meta.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to practice what I'm saying. One more thing that's interesting is audience complicity, that we as viewers, we laugh at all these cliches about being, the scary cliches, yet we're still scared of it while it's happening.
Yeah.
So it's like so many cool layers, which is why this movie, did so well, because we kind of had thought we had knew what horror movies were.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is what a horror movie is. And the thing that, it's interesting about Scream is then another movie came off of it, besides all the Scream,
franchise,
or sequels.
Yeah.
Then you had the movie Scary Movie, which was a satire of Scream.
I wonder if that's any good.
Yeah, I've seen the first Scary Movie.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I've seen though. It's just the first one.
They make fun of Dewey.
For sure. They make fun of everybody.
Yeah.
They make fun of what they're making fun of. And it's very funny. It's Keenan, it's the Wayans.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
And it's very funny. And also, there was something else I was going to say about Scream. I keep losing it.
It's all right.
It doesn't matter. Oh, I know. The other horror movies besides the Scary Movie. Remember when we saw Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, that was pretty good. You did. I liked it more than you did, I think.
Yeah, it was there were parts of it that were so scary and there's so much blood, but they have all the characters of all the movies walking through it.
Yeah.
And so that's super meta. And then even something like Deadpool, where he's kind of breaking the fourth wall and talking about how they didn't have money to get like X-Men in his movie and stuff like that. And then other things that are meta, but that aren't scary: The Office, Parks and Rec, Community, Fleabag. They're like kind of bringing you in on what they're doing while they're doing it. So, so that's it.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
This is a simple, easy category. Sweetie, is Scream a cringe or a classic for
It's
you?
a classic.
I totally agree. Ages well.
Yes.
Oh, no.
It ages well, and yet it stands the test of time. There's been so many things that have come from it, all that stuff that I was just reading to you. It revitalized the horror genre. And just so you guys know, a horror movie is so easy for a studio to make because they know they'll make their money back.
Yeah.
They know, first of all, it's not that expensive.
Right.
And they know they'll make their money back because opening weekends of a horror movie, if it's a bad horror movie, the opening weekend is good and then it trails off.
Yeah.
If it's a fairly good movie, it's well written, like Hereditary or Babadook or these ones that are kind of smart. It has this like long tail, like where it goes for a really long time and they make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. The genre is kind of, there's not a lot of movies that get made these days, but horror movies get made.
Yeah.
So,
what else? So we have what, one or two more?
music game.
What about this?
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. May the force be with you.
All right. Just one wonderful quote that I love. Favorite quotes. This is the favorite quotes
Yep.
part. You call the police.
Sorry.
My mom and dad.
There's like 3 or 4 wonderfully funny lines in the most intense moment of the movie, which is just a pretty
Breaks it up.
risky thing
Mhm.
because you want people to be scared. But that's a hilarious life. My mom, did you see my mom?
My mom and dad are going to be so
So
mad
mad
at
at
me.
me.
And you're kind of getting, as he's saying it, first of all, he's been stabbed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And he feels like he's dying. He's
Yeah.
like, man, I think you went too deep. I'm dying because they were
Yeah.
trying to stab each other. So it looked like they got hurt too. And then you're looking around his house and there's blood everywhere. So many people have been murdered. So it's funny. It's
Yeah.
facetious. And, Matthew.
You call the police.
Sorry.
My mom and dad.
He became a breakout star after this movie.
Did he?
Oh my God, yeah.
What did he do?
He ended up doing Scooby-Doo. He was
He was probably Shaggy.
he was Shaggy, and then he did Without a Paddle with Dax and that other guy, Seth. What's his name with red hair?
Seth
Remember?
Green.
Yeah, I think it was Seth
Okay.
Green. He just kind of had a little like 90s rotation of movies. He was in more than that, but
Right.
he was. Don't you think he was the breakout? We already knew Nev Campbell because if you watch Party of Five,
Yeah.
she was around, and then the Skeet. It's interesting because people thought of him as a Johnny Depp kind of repeat.
Right.
He looks so much like Johnny Depp, which in itself is kind of cool and meta because Johnny Depp was in A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
Right. And then who were the other people in it? We already know.
Yeah.
Louis, all that kind of stuff.
All right. Are we ready for a music game?
Sure.
Play that song, the one that makes me go all night.
All right. Once again, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
And I'm not excited. I'm still deciding between. I'm still deciding between 2 different songs.
All right.
To play, and I'm going to choose to go with the darker one because
Okay.
this is a dark, scary movie where you scream a lot.
Okay.
The song I was going to play that I think you'd really make fun of me for is the Party of Five theme because Nev Campbell's in it.
You mean the Bodine?
Everybody wants to respect just a little bit.
Yeah. That's a
but
great song.
but instead I'm just going to go with this because it's creepy.
Yeah. Good.
And the video is even scary. Like, what's going on in this video?
Sexual though, Todd?
I know there's a lot of sex in this movie.
Mhm.
You know, it's
True. Well, is there a lot of sex?
well, there's a lot of talking about sex. You know,
Yeah.
Billy wants to have sex with what's her name, and one of the rules of, you know, to survive a horror movie is no sex. So, yeah, it all.
Well, why I like it, it's called Closer, right? Nine Inch
Yes,
Nails.
yes.
I like it because it's of the time.
Yeah.
So like it kind of fits where we were in our mentality. And it is very dark.
Yeah.
That song is very dark.
Yeah.
So I kind of I didn't go with a scary song. I decided because as you just noticed, I was talking all about what's meta and blah, blah, blah. So I decided to choose a song that's also meta and relate it to this movie. So this guy named Kurt Cobain,
Yeah, I heard of him.
he wrote this song about arena rock anthems that are really dumb. And he made the riff really simple and the lyrics were like total nonsense. And it's like the chorus is like just a chant and it's ironic because the song became an anthem of our generation.
Does it Smells Like Teen Spirit?
It is.
Oh, wow. I don't think it is simple. I think it's a hard song to play, but all right, I'll go with you. I'm not gonna. So what is this song about?
This song is like about he's kind of making fun of anthems, like rock anthems.
Yeah.
And it's like a nonsensical song. You know the words to this song just like I do, right?
yeah.
There's not like a really deep meaning. He's making fun of rock songs.
Yeah.
And the song becomes the biggest song of our generation.
That's very meta.
Right. It's
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's kind of a self-aware critique. I don't know if he knew that was going to happen, but it has the same kind of energy as Scream, a movie that points out horror cliches, but becomes one of the most, the biggest, you know,
biggest
yeah.
thing of its generation.
What do you think about that? The only reason I'm not super psyched about choosing Smells Like Teen Spirit is I think I've chosen it before.
Oh yeah. So that means I automatically win this week.
Okay, that's fine. But I still liked my meta observation.
Next week we're doing.
Next week is Twilight. If you are an Edward Cullen fan, please come back because I am an Edward Cullen fan.
Yeah.
So I will sing his praises. We will talk about Bella and how clumsy she is. We'll talk about Jacob and how he's so hot.
Yeah.
Not hot like attractive, but hot because he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
And we'll even talk about, you know, Carlisle Cullen because I love all the Cullens.
You're going to do a lot of talking on that podcast. I don't know how many hot takes I'm going to have, but we'll find out. See you next week. Adios.